What's going on? This video is my essential Fender Aerodyne bass mods. So I got this Fender Aerodyne bass because I needed a fly bass. I wanted a fly bass. My previous fly bass was a Fender Jaguar, which was a really good bass. I liked the tonal options on that thing, but I didn't like the neck for me. It's more of a P bass neck. I'm more a jazz bass guy, and this thing is a jazz bass. So I got it, and it's incredible. I absolutely love it. It's, to me, just as good as my 74 Fender jazz bass, which is right there in the case. I mean, you know, I'm being a little, you know, I'm being a little generous about that. It's pretty hard to beat that. But anyways, this thing is really incredible. When I got it, I found that there were some things that I wanted to do to it. Some things I needed to do to it, and other things I wanted to do to it in terms of modifying it. The first thing that I did, I'll give the biggest pro tip at the end. This is something that was an absolute game changer that needed to happen, that was pretty specific to this bass. I'd never had this issue with any other bass I've ever played or owned. But I'll leave that one towards the end so you watch. Okay, so the first thing that I did, which I do to every single 4-string bass of mine, which I have 2. I'm not one of these like insane collectors. I only have like 4 basses. Yeah, I have 4 basses. Anyways, the first thing that I did was the Hipshot detuner. Gotta have it. Gotta have a detuner. If you're playing a 4-string, you gotta have a detuner. Oh my god. Did you? Wow. That's just incredible. Oh, we're playing D? Oh my god. Wow. Incredible. So you gotta have a detuner. It's totally necessary. You know, I'll be in the middle of playing blah blah. Oh my god, I'm in D now. Okay. Anyways, detuner, Hipshot detuner, gotta have it. The next thing that I did, one of the cool things about this bass is that it's, you know, it's black, and it's got the cream binding on it, which I thought was really awesome. It looked great, but it had, you know, the stock pickups, and then it had these weird like gray pewter knobs, and I wanted it to look cooler. So I looked up what companies had these cream pickup covers to go with the binding, and I found these DiMarzios, so I picked them up. I also found out later that EMG also had some. So yeah, I'm sure that there are other companies that have these cream pickup covers, but I got them specifically not for tone or anything like that, even though they do sound great. I got it because I wanted it to look like this, which I thought was really cool. And also I took off, when you take off the knobs, they look like this. This is just with the stock knob taken off. I did get other knobs, but I only ended up putting on this one. I don't know, I that's just what I did. I'm weird, whatever. You know, like, it's just this. I'm mostly just using this one anyways. The other thing that I did to go along with the black theme was I got black tuners. Wow, awesome. And look at this, the black matching headstock. I love matching headstocks. They're just the best. Matching headstocks, come on. Can you imagine if you had this bass, it's all black, and then it just had like a maple a maple headstock, or just like a wood looking headstock. It just looked like that, but on the front. That looks so silly. Anyways. Did I do any other mods besides that? I didn't change the bridge. I'm not really like oh, I need to put a badass bridge on the bridge kind of guy. Like, yeah, okay, it's fine. I didn't have any problem with it. Okay, here is the biggest pro tip, and the biggest problem that I had with this bass that I've never had with any other bass, is that when I was playing the A string, the string would pop out of the nut a lot. Like, it didn't matter. I didn't need to be playing that hard. It would just pop out all the time. There are a bunch of videos on my YouTube. There's a video that I did at the drum channel with Greg Bissonette that I used this bass, and I just had this bass for not even 2 weeks when that was filmed, and I had just started having this issue, noticing it, and the whole time, and I was talking to the engineer about it, I'm like, man, what do I do about this? This is insane. So you might be able to notice in that video that there are times that the string pops out and I'm using my finger, this finger, to like pop it back in. It's definitely not the session that I wanted that to be happening on, but you know, like, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I just had to deal with it. After all that, I was like, okay, this needs to stop. What the heck is going on? So I search online, Fender Aerodyne, A string popping out, and I find that all kinds of people that own this bass have this problem. And everybody is saying you need to just wind, give yourself more room when you change the strings, and so that it winds all the way down and all this kind of thing, and that does not solve it. It didn't for me anyways. It didn't solve it at all. But there was one post after like so much digging, I'm gonna give it to you right here. I found this piece of hardware. It is that I installed, this thing right here. It's basically a string tree, but just for this string, right? It is called the Genuine Fender Chrome Stealth Bass String Retainer, and it's like $16. And you take off the tuning peg, and you put this thing on, and then you put the tuning peg back on. That's what holds it. And you just wrap your string, and then you feed it underneath this part, and it holds it down. It gives it a little bit more tension. Yeah, kitty. It's incredible. Did you hear my cat? Yeah, here she is. Absolutely necessary. If you have this bass and you're having this problem, get this. It's gonna solve all your problems. Absolutely worth it. If you have any other bass that this is happening to, which I've never had this issue at all, and it's interesting that Fender makes it, so they must know that this was an issue or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just, when it started happening, I'm like, what is what is happening? What am I gonna do about this? How the heck do you make an instrument where like you play and the string just pops out? Even my first bass, which was like a $50 bass, didn't have that issue. You know, this is crappy bass. Anyways, that's what you need. This Genuine Fender Chrome Stealth Bass String Retainer. That's gonna change your world if you own an Aerodyne. Wow, incredible. So those are my essential Fender Aerodyne bass mods. You gotta do it. If you want it to look cool, you gotta do this. I mean, that's like way cool. And this is going the extra mile. Come on now. Come on now. This is necessary. This is necessary. A detuner, gotta have it. Oh yeah, break it. You gotta have it. So that's it. Maybe you can get, do they make a black bass bridge? Do they? Maybe you can get those DR black strings. Oh my god, wow. Do they make cream colored bass strings? I don't know. I just get the Fender flatwounds, and I just leave them on forever because I don't have time to change strings. That shit is ridiculous. Sorry, I shouldn't curse. Yeah, so it's a great sounding bass. That's just with this pickup on. That's it. I use this pickup alone pretty much the whole time. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe to my channel. See you later.